Doing a few more bits and bobs of planting. Sunday morning. Again, not a bad day, bit overcast, but it's fine. Found another container, so I'm just popping some more of these Kestrel second early potatoes in. And again, a couple on them, really small, but they've got very good chits on them. So, since they're last at second earlies, I'm just popping all three in this container, because it's not a bad size. Hopefully we'll get a nice little harvest out of these. And then a quick cover over. Just enough so you can't see those potatoes anymore. That's all I do. Until I see foliage coming through. And then I'll completely fill it. And just drop a label in, as always. Just so I know which are second earlies, which are main crops. I don't want to be emptying wrong one too soon. So that's another potato container done. And the first lot of second earlies that we put in were done about 6 weeks ago. So once again, we can stagger those harvests so we don't have to use all those potatoes in one go. Or have to store them and risk them being spoilt. I've still got a few more seed potatoes to do, but these ones are main crops, so any time between now and mid-May, and we'll get them all in. More than likely before end of this month, to be fair, so I know everything's on its way. But apart from that, I'm again sowing more seeds. We've got quite a few little seedlings on go, but what I want to do is start and fill some little round pots now. Put lots of seeds in, all different varieties, labelled up, ready for pricking out in a couple of weeks' time. By which time the ones behind me that we've already pricked out will be ready for moving on to a bigger container. So we're just going to keep that going all the way through next couple of months. And I decided I'm going to use these pots because I've got loads on them, and I've sorted out all seeds that I want to put in each one, and I'll just label them up as we go. And I've also got this little plant pot holder that I got for free, so everything can be all kept together, and we can put a covering, a cling film over the top as well. That'll stop any of these seeds getting dug up, and it'll help them germinate a lot quicker because it'll also hold in moisture. So 8 different types of seeds to sow again today. And I'll probably do that every other week, so we end up with loads of plants by end of May. But first job is to fill all these containers with compost. So I'll get that done, and then we'll get these seeds sown. And I'm not going to fill them to the top either because they don't need it. They're not going to be in this compost for very long. So about halfway is plenty, and I'll just level it off as I go. But the thing is, if I fill it just that much and leave that gap, there's plenty of room for these plants to grow, and I can keep them covered at the same time. And I can also cover them with a sheet of glass as well to bring them on if I want to. So that's what I'm going to do, just half fill these containers, and then seeds will all be multi-sown. So that's all them filled. And then I'm just going to give each container a good watering to start them off. And as I said, basically just multi-sowing, because every little seedling that pops up we can just prick out later on. We can just take as many as we need. As long as we put lots in, we'll have plenty. And because we've just got a bit of germination from those little gem lettuces, and little gems happen to be one of my favourite lettuce, I'm going to do some more of those. And again, I'm just going to put loads in. I might as well get rid of this packet before end of year anyway. I've probably dropped about 200 seeds in there. Obviously I don't need that many, but we've now got a really good chance of getting quite a few out of there, just in case some of those seeds are no longer viable. And again, I've got some of last year's seeds to use up, and that's Durham cabbage. It's an early cabbage, pretty reliable as well. We'll get loads of those sown. And that will probably be all cabbage I'll need for the entire year, apart from the autumn sowings. And I'd better label them as I go as well, or I'll forget. I've got another lettuce here, but this is a hearting lettuce. And we haven't done any of those yet. We might as well multi-sow some of those too. Normally I don't bother so much with hearting lettuce. I stick to things like Little Gem, which is a hearting lettuce, but it's quite a small one, so you can harvest those quicker. So today I'll try a couple of bigger ones. Very quick and easy job to do. And because we're itching to get started with these salads this year, I'm going to do some more of this lettuce and all. And this one is a romaine lettuce. So as with that Little Gem, we can harvest them whenever we like, at whatever size suits us. We got really poor germination on those cauliflowers that we did, so obviously I'm going to sow some more of those. We only got 2 or 3 plants that came up, which is not enough. Just in case these seeds aren't 100% viable, I've chucked quite a lot in there, so hopefully we'll get some. And I don't need that many, but I don't want to keep wasting 3 and 4 weeks at a time to only get a couple when I only want maybe 10. I'm pretty sure we'll get 10 out of that because I've probably just dropped about 80 seeds in there. And you can never get enough spinach. Since these are best sown and grown early in the season, we'll put lots of that in. Spinach don't do very well in hot temperatures, so the more we can grow now the better. And we could also get big bunches of this, shred it and then freeze it in cubes, which we've done before. Because then you can just defrost a couple of cubes of this shredded spinach and then add that to your meals, which is something we do on this cooking channel. If you haven't seen cooking channel and you're interested in meals that we make out of produce that we grow all year, there's a link in the description, so maybe go visit that page and see what you think, and maybe hit subscribe while you're there, because as we go through season we'll be updating it with videos showing you how we preserve all this produce through the year when we do get a glut of it. So that's the spinach done. Then I'm going to do some more green sprouting calabrese. Again, quite a lot of seeds on there. We've already got quite a few on go, but it don't hurt to have backups. And then I'm going to do another parsley pot, because they germinated quite well when we did them last time. So I'm going to start some more off in this container and we'll grow it on as a big bunch of parsley, and then I'll move it on to bigger pots as we go through the season. And that's all those pots set up. What I am going to do, one extra, and this one's to go back indoors. And this one's some more sweet peppers, but it's those really long ones that you get. We have already grown some, but due to weather being up and down, they've not done as good as I hoped. And we've got loads of seeds in here. So I'm just gonna, again, multi-sow loads of seeds into this container and then just space them out a little bit, just so it's easier to prick them out when that time comes, because I don't need loads. Quite a few seeds on top of there, but I've got about 25 regular sweet bell pepper plants in house. These are just for something different this year, because I want these peppers to surface as quick as possible. I'm just really lightly dusting compost over the tops of those seeds, so they're only just covered. And I'll give those another quick little water, and that's those set up. And hopefully we'll get some decent plants out in it this time around. If I only get 4, I'll be happy at that. And those I'm just going to pop back indoors on an heat mat to speed up that germination process. And again, I'm going to go for that very light covering we're calling the more plants I can get pricked out and grown on between now and end of May, the better. So that's all those seeds done now. Everything is all set up, it's all labelled, and it's all in one place. So I'll stretch some cling film over the top of that to hold in that moisture, and then hopefully all these seeds will be up within a week or so, by which time we'll have already started pricking out the ones we did a couple of weeks previous. And if you're interested in seeing what we're going to be doing this coming week, please hit that subscribe button and press that notifications bell, and we'll see you then. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.